reinforce other locations throughout the region.
Well, Soleimani was a horrible guy, and he killed a lot of innocent people, and he killed a lot of U.S. soldiers. There's no question about any of that.
But 20 plus years.
But the question is not whether he posed a threat in an existential way, because he did. He'd been doing it for years. Mm-hmm. But was there specific intelligence that he was plotting to attack 4 U.S. embassies? Did you see any intelligence like that?
I'm not going to discuss intelligence matters here on the show. Let me just say this.
The president did, though.
It's the president's prerogative. But what the president said was he believed. He said he could have been targeting all those things that I believe as well, that the national security team believes as well. The important thing is this. Soleimani orchestrated, resourced, directed the attacks, escalating up to the December 1 that killed an American. He orchestrated the siege on the U.S. embassy in Baghdad, and he was planning this much broader plot in multiple countries that would be bigger in scale and that likely would have taken us to open hostility with Iran. In fact, a very, very senior intelligence community official said to us that the risk of inaction is greater than the risk of action. To me, that is very compelling.
Well, the president has discussed publicly that he believed, and a belief is not the same thing as there was evidence. I mean, you could believe that Soleimani would have attacked the Eiffel Tower. That's not necessarily based in evidence. I mean, he could have been.
There was evidence that part of the attack would be against the United States Embassy.
In Baghdad.
In Baghdad.
But what about the 4 embassies?
I'm not going to discuss intelligence. What the president said was he believed it probably could have been. He didn't cite intelligence.
He said it was his belief, but I mean, I guess the important matter here is, look, no one is disputing that Soleimani posed an existential threat to innocent people. But the president came out and said that he believed there was a threat to 4 embassies. Were those 4 embassies alerted that there was a threat to them?
All the embassies were alerted. That's why I deployed additional troops to the region. And let me say this much, Jake. I'm glad we're having this discussion today, because I'd rather be here discussing this topic with you than going up to Dover Air Force Base and standing there while flag-draped coffins come home, and I have to explain to husbands and wives, sons and daughters, why their service member died when I had information that could have prevented that from happening.
But I guess the point is, what information?
We had information that he was orchestrating an attack.
But you're orchestrating something, but you don't know what it was.
Orchestrating an attack, likely which would include an attack on the United States Embassy.
In Baghdad.
In Baghdad. It was going to occur.
But did the Baghdad Embassy know that there was a threat to them?
Absolutely, because, of course, they were already under siege by Soleimani.
But a new threat, a different threat.
The embassy was constantly watching the attacks, the threat streams coming at them. Our commanders on the ground, I deployed hundreds of additional soldiers. We had Apache helicopters in the air to deter attacks and prepare to defend. We had armed drones in the air to do that. Our goal is to protect the American people.
Sure, but